Hello, everyone, and welcome to the pilot episode of this. We don't really know what to call it yet. I am thinking maybe Bionicle Speedruns podcast or perhaps something else.
Bionicle Speedcast, maybe?
Here today, let's introduce all the people that are here. So, I'm Andrik, and
I am Footloose.
yeah, we have Footloose.
Whoops.
I'm Milkblade.
I am Andre.
And yeah, today we will be covering our reflections on BIONIThon 2021, with the recent announcement of the second one, with the with everything that has happened in the community since, and prospects for the future. So yeah, I guess to also talk a little bit about what we did in BIONIThon each. Me and Footloose, we organized the event, and Milkblade and Andre. Milkblade was running Bionicle the game, and Andre was commentating, if I recall correctly.
I believe so, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and start out the gate.
Right.
1, yes, no, we don't have any VODs. 2, it's probably for the better.
Yeah. But yeah,
get that one out of the way.
Certainly something to go through. What I wanted to say was that I think I would just go through the entire schedule basically, and just think about just talk about how I felt after each run, and with all of the different things that happened in the meantime. And yeah, if everyone here is fine with that.
Yeah, let me pull it up on Twitter real quick.
Yeah. It's also here. Hold on. I'll just send it back into the channel here. Here you go.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you found it before I did.
Yeah. So I guess.
God, I forgot about our opening ceremony. I don't even remember what it was.
Yeah, I mean, either. I
don't remember it because I was in a very different location than normal, and so I was asleep until about the time that Bionicle the game was being run.
Yeah.
So I woke up and was like,
I guess we can
oh
start
boy.
talking. Yeah, sorry for talking over you, by the way. I guess we can
Way to go.
I deserve that. I absolutely deserve that. So I guess we can start talking about like the main history of the event, and because that was also quite the adventure.
My God.
Yeah, so we started thinking about this after 810 of last year, because I had the thought of, well, we could just do something there to get publicity for the scene. And I think it was actually Footloose, if I recall correctly, who then said, like, maybe we should do something to revitalize the community we have now. And so I had the thought, well, how about a micro marathon?
This has actually been a thought of mine for a lot longer than that. I've actually talked about it with previous staff, even as early as like late 2018 is something we could do. But at the time, there really wasn't any motivation to do so. And by the time 2021 rolled around, it honestly just stuck out as a good option to get people to engage.
Right. I didn't actually know that, but regardless, that is what was done, and immediately the first thing we did was we did nothing until November.
Yep.
At which point I just frantically basically ran into Footloose's DMs in panic, saying, like, we need to get this ball rolling immediately. So we got the ball rolling, and it sure as hell did roll.
It certainly wasn't handled the most elegantly, but
yeah,
I think the experience was overall worthwhile.
Yeah, the experience was great, but I would not want to be in such a rush again. So yeah, like I made the sign up form in, I think, literally one day, and then also obviously big shoutouts to Dalen, who made all of our graphics in a week or two or something like that.
That's one thing I want to touch on real quick. The graphics are so sick. I am a huge fan of the graphics in the overlay.
Yes.
It's just awesome.
That's
It's
really
great
cool.
job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, if there's
I'm
one
too-
thing I could do, I would go back and pay more for that.
overpaying him.
Tempted to donate more money. They
I mean,
wanted 15, and I already gave them 100 for it.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? This
That
is
is-
way worth way more than $15.
Yeah, that's like such an absolute bargain. Like, I do not even understand. Yeah, then the scheduling was also kind of weird because due to the way everything was set up, we were set for a time which put Bionicle Heroes first in the schedule.
I think we did that on purpose.
Yeah, we have ended up doing that on purpose because otherwise everything else would just fall apart. So if we actually look at the schedule, which in post I'm probably gonna edit that in here, then basically everything was built around the Masks of Power Legacy time. It was supposed to be the debut, and what? Sorry.
That, and I believe we also had to make some serious concessions for BTG, since
Yeah, I think Milkblade
Milk
was
was big chillin' in
really
Alaska.
early for you.
Yeah, our schedule for this was in Eastern time, and I was visiting family in Alaska at this point. And that was one of the weird things with leading up to BIONIThon was, are you gonna be 4 hours, like, are you gonna be on time with this, or are you gonna be 4 hours behind? So this started at 5 a.m. for me, borderline 6 a.m. So I was just asleep. And so that's why I was like, oh yeah, I love the Heroes run. That was awesome. I liked watching that with my eyeballs. That's what I do and what I did. And yeah, I was just dead asleep the whole time. So when I finally woke up and I'm like, all right, sweet, I get to watch some of the run. And I think I actually popped in finally around, but I think Massive Power. I think I came in tail end of Monog 2 into Massive Power, and that's when I think that is when the scheduling, or not the scheduling, but the timing that happens at any event everywhere is when everything got backed up, and it's like, well, I will put another 2. I probably could have gone and done something for another 2 hours before BTG was supposed to actually go up when it was supposed to.
Yeah.
Poor Mega Ant-Man.
That's just the nature of the game.
Yeah,
Things will always get behind.
poor Mega Ant-Man.
yeah.
He definitely got messed up by Monog 2.
I always forget if it was Monog 2 or Massive Power that had the major difficulties with finishing what they were
both
doing.
did. Because Masks of
I think
Power
just it
kept
snowballed.
crashing.
Once one thing starts to do that, it just becomes now everybody's having it.
Right, so I need to actually look up a bunch of different documents here so that I can actually tell what time it was for me, because technically, like, I would want to, like, have concessions also done for me, but at that point it was already, like, I just knew that it would be late for me no matter what. So 5:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that was basically midnight my time. That was 40 minutes after midnight was my run.
And that was the planned time for the run. That wasn't RTA viable.
Yeah. So I think, Heroes, I see why we put that first, because that was actually at 5 p.m. Central European time. Wait, I'm going off summertime. No, it was at 4 p.m. Central European time. So, yeah, that was already quite sketch, I guess you could say, with the timing. And then Monog 2 was where the schedule really started to fall apart, because Mega Ant-Man seemingly just wasn't ready for a few things, which then started to push everything behind.
I think part of that too was he just kind of kept getting screwed by the game too.
Yeah, that is also true. Of course, nothing against like the runners; they were all
Ah,
great. Then
I think Heroes is probably the only one that didn't have any major hiccups of any
Yeah.
kind.
well,
Everything
mine,
just worked.
mine kind of did, but it didn't really affect the time of the run. It just affected the validity of the run.
Yeah.
I had almost
Well-
forgotten what BTG had the problems with, but I just remembered we couldn't even get the thing to capture.
Yeah,
We
the
couldn't
lens
capture the
cap
game.
moment
It took an extra
and
30 minutes to get the game to actually work.
And then when it started to maybe work, your computer just completely died.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. Then
That
Masks
was-
of Power Legacy also crashed like what 5 times?
That might be
yeah.
generous. I remember it putting them like at least 10, 15 minutes behind estimate.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
Legacy
think-
is the legacy of Lawman, honestly, with how often it kind of crashes.
Yeah. And I didn't even run Lawman Legacy. I ran Rebuild.
The irony about that situation too is I think that situation ended up being more Markle was maxing out his computer
Yeah.
between running Masks of Power and OBS at the same time because he turned down his settings mid run
Right.
in game.
Yeah. So
I remember that much.
Yeah, and then I remember just the moment where we found out that there were no VODs. I remember I wanted to literally just quit the run right there and just say, okay, bye.
No reset, motherfucker.
Yeah, I ended up pulling it through. I ended up even showing the one thing which made the run invalid because I literally forgot to do the dance on one of them.
I just remember the cacophony of different reactions when we learned there were no VODs, which was despair, just utter disbelief. You had
Yeah.
anger, and then you had me just sitting here just laughing my ass off. I don't think there was a funnier moment in the whole event than when we realized that, because we're like, all right, well now it's just a meme. Now this is the forbidden event that everybody who was involved with will remember and learn from. But we're doing the universe a solid and not letting all those technical difficulties and extra hours that piled up over the course of it out into the world.
It's
Besides the last like 45 minutes that we managed to capture, which is just the suffering of Laman.
Yeah, it's definitely for the better that it didn't make it out the door, but
Yeah.
it kind of sucks because we had
I mean,
so many plans.
Mostly, the feeling that I felt the most during the run and even slightly after BIONIThon was I felt horrible towards the Masks of Power team because they literally had a stream planned on that day and they cancelled their own stream just so they could be on ours, and then they have nothing to show for it.
Yeah, I honestly feel like we screwed them the worst in that case because like the whole situation, at least as it was playing out in my head while we were planning it, was like, all right, well, we have this new game that we're gonna get like posted to the board and stuff. We're gonna use the marathon run to get it on the board because nobody's recorded shit. And it's gonna be cool. People are gonna be like, oh hell yeah, this is the thing that everybody's gonna go to because it's a new game. And it's hype and shit. But then as a result of no VODs, not only did they not have anything to show for it, the game just never took off. Period.
Yeah.
So
We also screwed the Monog team. I think it's still true that, or the Monog board, I think it's still true that the top 2 runs for Monog actually don't have any VODs.
uh-oh.
Yeah, Mega Ant-Man was telling me that when I met him at the tournament.
No, that is actually not true. I have Derek's VOD.
Oh, okay. Mega Ant-Man was telling me at the Smash tournament that he had like a Mac computer or something that the hard drive died on, and that was where the VODs were stored, and
Right.
then like his YouTube channel got like shut down or something. So
Oops.
Yeah.
he just has like nothing left of it.
Yeah, that is just
Yo, somebody submitted a run to Monog like 5 months ago. What?
Damn, they even got a good time.
Hey, the game's popping off.
Let's go.
There was
Uh,
I think a Finnish streamer
Uh.
that did a run of BTG. Like,
Really?
I think around the same time, like 6 months ago, roughly.
Yeah, to get a little bit back on the topic, then the biggest technical difficulties just came from Milkblade and from all of that weird stuff that happened, where I think in the end we did decide to just go with Discord instead of the weird OBS Ninja setup we had before.
Yeah, we managed to create the perfect storm, combining my program ineptitude with on the spot learning and unknowns. Which honestly, in hindsight, I'm surprised we even managed to get the whole thing working. Really,
Yeah, and
the fact that we got
fucking
it working
irony-
even after 40 minutes is a miracle in and of itself.
The fucking irony there too is the fact that the BTG segment was the one that looked the best.
And the irony
That's
there
hilarious.
too is that it was the most viewed according to Twitch tracker. Like,
Yeah, that's when we peaked in viewership. I think we ended up with 50 at one
subs
point.
coming through.
Yep.
The gang is out here, and they were supporting.
They were.
I've
in
been
fact,
telling people, I
on
was
the
like,
list.
"Hey, BIONIThon, it's gonna be a big event," and it was. It was a very, very good big event. We couldn't even get, in terms of technical stuff, we couldn't even get my model working.
Yeah.
And in hindsight, now that I fully understand how it actually works, because I was still a wee bab at that point in terms of using it. Like I don't know how we managed to not get it working. It's more impressive that we didn't get it working.
I just took your word for it. I tried. You sent me those two things, and I copy pasted them in as you said I was supposed to, and I guess it didn't end up working out. I don't know if that was something I needed to correct on my end, having correct software, or otherwise. But
No, it was
You
just
ended
me
up
not even
becoming-
understanding the product I had in front of me.
oh yeah, speaking of, Milkblade is actually kind of a weird case in this because he actually guessed that there was going to be or was like, yeah, it would be really, really nice if we had some kind of marathon sometime in the near future. So I messaged him and told him, like, hey, we are actually planning this. And then he almost leaked those plans on like 3 separate streams.
I'll say I like to live dangerously, and then by dangerously I mean at everyone else's expense.
Oh, I honestly, that's the one thing that makes me super happy about all of it happening the way it did in the first place. It's just the amount of memes we got out of it.
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
something out of it. It was like, I think the whole ice thing became a bit repetitive, especially with the at everyone pings that we had like on the first 3 of them. So
I still think that's funny that people
Yeah.
got upset. They were just like, "Why the fuck are they at me?" Honestly,
Ad
I wondered if
spamming with 4 hours in between every ad.
I think it was like every other day
yeah, it was every other day.
over the course of like 8 days
Yeah.
leading up to the announcement. But I think that was the situation that ended up making that happen was the fact that we had decided to let each game's rep at everyone instead of just having me do it. Because I remember specifically after you posted yours, Andrik, that's when everybody lost their shit.
I mean, yeah,
They were just like, who the fuck is this random dude and why is he spamming me?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think people might have also like lost their shit in that case because it was like kind of related to Loman and Cryptic, which obviously, if you know your Loman lore, you would immediately think of Thick Brick, which is actually the inspiration for that whole thing. Like, I wanted to make this in kind of an ARG style thing, and I would say it kind of worked. But I don't know how you are feeling about that.
I think it worked out fine, but in hindsight, at spamming everybody was probably a questionable decision on my behalf.
In hindsight, I would have also like worked well on like an actual trailer instead of just having all of the teasers cut together. Like I wanted something similar to the hype video. That concept actually started as the BIONIThon trailer.
Hey, you wanna hear something funny?
Sure.
We still can't have a trailer. We don't have a VOD to make a trailer out of.
We could just make a trailer out of random clips, and then something like, oh, featuring your favorite runners, and then just a supercut
Just clips of
montage
everybody
We
screaming.
just do like a Full House
Oh,
intro.
yeah. We
just
could do
pan
that.
over to, oh yeah, here we have Andre, and he just smiles at the camera, gives a thumbs up, and has the big yellow Comic Sans text.
did I send you the Evangelion meme I made?
Yes, and I'm still pissed that that's not the real version. That was beautiful, and then it had to be scrapped because copyright is a law in this country and many countries.
Maybe if we replace it with a MIDI version, we could do that.
We could bass boost it.
Or kazoo version.
You know what? I
Yeah.
like your idea and I like my idea. Let's combine these two ideas to make something completely degenerate.
I have Audacity. I can amplify it and then.
Bass boost the shit out of these kazoos.
I'm
The damn
1000%
balls.
sure that there is such a version up on the internet somewhere.
The song's been around too long. It has to exist.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I guess in
What
the
other-
meantime.
What other things just through the initial broadcast had really happened? I mean, we had talked about Massive Power. Yeah, I do feel bad for them, but
Yeah.
I feel like that the VODs was just a weird random thing. We all can just kind of laugh at that now because it's such a point of ridiculousness that we can't even be mad.
Yeah.
It's just like, we goofed. Oh well, what are we
That's-
gonna do?
yeah.
Sit here and be mad? We didn't take the lens cap off.
That's what we call hubris.
Yeah.
But leading up to the event, I mean, we just kind of like crunched through like
Yeah.
the entire last month before it.
Yeah, the planning chat was just completely full, and I remember I was probably at my most commanding that I had ever been, because I was just barking orders at everyone. We need this, we need this, we need this, we need the copyright situation on the Three Virtues symbol resolved, like right now.
Oh my god, I forgot about that too. We had an entire like week and a half where we were just freaking the fuck out because we were like, oh shit. Are we gonna get DMCA'd for fucking using the Three Virtues logo?
It's not DMC, it's cease and desist. I was afraid we were gonna get C&D'd for that.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like, okay, is there any fan-made property that actually uses that? And you know what's the dumbest thing?
Team Kanoe was like-
Biosector uses it.
Team Kanoe was the one that was like, yeah, just fucking use it. I mean,
Yeah.
we do it all the time. What are you worried about?
Yeah, but like,
Yeah,
I
like-
didn't even...
Team
because
Kanoe,
that was-
Team Kanoe and the Massive Power people are homies. That's
Oh,
that's
yeah,
why
absolutely,
that's why we
yeah.
have a close relationship with them, because of they're just good people. That's why we can all laugh with them about how they sacrificed their own stream to go lose brain cells at the first BIONIThon.
No, yeah. By the time that's actually pretty close to lining up when we actually got all that figured out was when Joe Cool rolled up and was actually like properly added to the back room. For it was when we had come to the end of that issue. He'd answered like, yeah, I mean, we use it all the time and BSO1 and stuff. So
Yeah.
God, that was one hell of a month.
Yep. Yeah.
And Andre barely made it to BTG.
I got home from work 24 minutes before it started.
So if we had been on time, you would not have been there.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I think by the time
no,
we
no,
hit
no,
BTG.
no, wait, no. It was 24 minutes before it's scheduled to start.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so then you just had a lot of downtime then.
Yeah, I was at work like kind of busy with stuff, so I didn't get to watch a whole lot of it, which I was kind of upset about. But once
Who?
I did get there, I was like, oh shit, gotta get home, gotta do all this stuff, like grab
So
some bread and peanut butter and just like made the shittiest peanut butter sandwich you've ever. Should I swear? I don't know. I don't care.
I've already,
It's fine.
I've
Yeah, we've already
said
sworn so many fucking times.
I made the shittiest
If
peanut
it's
butter
really
sandwich
needed,
ever.
I'll censor them with something. Just some Bionicle game sound.
I was right there. I made the worst peanut butter sandwich of my life, and just like shoved it in my mouth, sat down, and went, "Oh,
they're behind. I've got
It's like,
time.
oh, you sat down. And you're like, oh, we're still on Monog 2.
oh."
Yeah,
it was.
It's like,
It actually was. I got home and I was like, "Oh, we're chilling, all right." And then I don't know if it was that or if it was massive power, and I just remember like getting there and like the game immediately crashing. I was like, "Yeah, all right." On brand.
Definitely Masks of Power.
Yeah.
Definitely Masks of Power. Because I think the only games that really got crash happy were Monog, or not Monog, Masks of Power, and Lawman. I don't even
Lawman,
think
yeah.
BTG crashed.
I don't think it did either.
no, BTG didn't crash. It just took a while to set up because it was being
Yeah.
a jerk.
Yeah.
You
Well,
were running on PC, right?
Yeah, because that was before we had really even created NTS at all, like even as a practice thing.
Did you?
So
use
I hadn't even
Voodoo
like
for that?
run that. I had no
Oh, you just
like,
like did rock
preconceived notion at that point. Like I think I had done it a couple times, and that was just before I really implemented Tahoe Skip. So we didn't even have a name for it. It was just
Yeah.
we're doing a run without this trick. So I was on PC because I was like, oh yeah, since I don't have the trick, I want to play the version that's that looks the best. Because we want it to be the good shiny version of the game, and not like the smeared, weird GameCube models and such. And
the heavily compressed.
and next time it happens, I'm just going to play GameCube because unless we figure out a good way to capture PC,
I do. Yeah, that's what why I brought it up. There's a program called DG Voodoo, and you can run the game in windowed mode, and that just makes it 1,000 times easier.
I can't wait to make Nulpo and you tell me how to make that work.
I can also
I cannot wait to go through that tutorial section.
It's so easy.
I can also tell you how to make it work because well, Lawman ships with DG Voodoo, so I am fairly well acquainted.
Here's what you do. You
with
ready?
it.
You ready? Quick steps. You take the stuff, you drag it into the installation folder, you open the program, you change the settings. That's it.
Instructions unclear. I have now built thick Pohatu in studio.
Look at me.
Look at me, Kopaka.
Kopaka. Look at me.
God.
I straight up could not run. I don't know if it was because my monitor setup or something about what I was doing. I don't know. But on PC, BTG would not run at all. Every time there was a cinematic cutscene, all my monitors would flicker, windows would shift around. It was basically like the equivalent of being in a haunted house and like all the doors start like shaking and
oh god,
like the curtains start blowing even though the windows are closed. Like it's basically that. So I just could not run the game on PC because it would just take a dump on my computer.
I, honest to God, probably wouldn't run Heroes PC if we didn't have the XWND to run it in.
I mean,
it's just PC ridiculous to fight all of that.
Is PC actually the fastest version?
We're still figuring that out for BTG. I think no.
I meant Heroes.
Also, yeah. Oh, Heroes?
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. At the moment.
Yeah.
As I've said in the past, Xbox has the most potential, but I refuse to put any more work into it myself. I've done I've single-handedly backpacked the entirety of Xbox's meta at this point, so I'm good.
Right.
I'll just keep running on PC because fucking everything already works there. Plus, it's like 7 times easier to run on keyboard than it is on controller.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
PC to the max until until it's done, and then you're like, well, what else can be done? I guess I have to go to Xbox now down the road.
That day might be the day I just quit Heroes.
You would quit Heroes before you boot it up on Xbox.
It's a platform.
It
is a
is
platform,
game.
or it is one of the games of all time. That's for sure.
Yes, just like Voyanui.
Oh dear
Yeah.
God.
That's not a video game. That's a
Of
torture
course.
sim.
Yeah,
That's Stockholm syndrome
I forgot.
embodied in a video game. Yeah.
We do really need to actually like
When's the nog any percent milk?
Yes, we do need
When
to.
you pay me $500,
$500
you
for
pay me
a
$500, I'll play Vanog.
Oh,
$500 for a 10-second run.
No, you get a full playthrough, but I want my paycheck.
Of course, like
I'll give you a full playthrough for $500. You can, if you want to divide that amount of time into how much money I'd have to get paid to play it for 10 seconds, go right ahead. But the only way I'm ever booting up that stupid ass game ever again is with a price tag.
If you can finish the game in 10 seconds, then that would be the equivalent to $180,000 per hour. Wait.
What?
Brain moment?
That's still not enough as Jeff Bezos.
Numbers don't lie.
And hold on. And even if you did that, that would still be about 60 times less than the amount of money Jeff Bezos makes per hour.
Oh my God.
So that'd is your funny fact of the day.
Oh my God.
Or something.
I am disgusted yet completely unsurprised.
You know, I do that. I work a 9 to 5 to make that much money just playing Vanog for 10 seconds on repeat. If I made that much money, I would just throw my reservations about Vanog out the window. Mostly because in the run you don't play the game. That's the best part of the run. Is that you don't play the goddamn game.
Type in a console command and you're done.
Yeah, it's basically just typing of the dead, but it's the dead game.
God, imagine Vanog 100%.
God, I have said this before, but due to the way Vanog works, it is extremely theoretically possible that every single attack by every single enemy in every single fight in the entire game will be a miss, which would allow you to beat the game damageless.
In the same vein that it's theoretically possible I will get hit by a truck and get isekai to the Bionicle universe, yes, it is theoretically possible. I'm not going to step in front of the truck to test that theory, though, is the thing. And I'm definitely not going to play Vanog just to see if we can make it happen.
Yeah.
We can get an AI to do that, and then when it mentally breaks, we'll have to get another one.
Yeah, I think that AI will just gain sentience and immediately murder me.
It opens the game and it's like, really? This?
You peak its suffering
I'm here
into
for
a
this.
point to where it realizes
Vanog,
what it is.
Really? A man of your talents.
So I have a question.
Sure.
For next year, does anyone have any ideas of what they'd like to do? What would be fun?
Define next year, 2022 or 2023.
You know what I meant.
Do I?
The next one. The next one.
Next
well, as for 2022, I just want to land the damn plane.
Yeah.
Like anything fun you.
Only this time we'll make sure the landing gear is out first.
Yes, this is true.
Yeah, because last year's plane is like just a molten puddle of aluminum on the next runway. And we have
I think we still had a hole left at the end, but
we had that kind of the rib cage of the plane where the masts fall down at the end when the plane finally stops, and it's like, oh,
we didn't lose any passengers, but that plane wasn't going fucking anywhere.
Yep.
I think we had enough of the pieces to like be like, yeah, that's a plane, but it wasn't all in one piece.
It's
We landed a Lego
in
plane,
better
but at the same
days.
velocity of a normal plane, which is shattered on contact.
The wheel disintegrated when it touched the tarmac.
God, that makes me think of the clips of the fucking plane that landed with its front landing gear stuck sideways. Just melted it like to the tarmac.
Damn.
If you've ever seen
I have seen that, yeah.
But yeah, basically just, you know, put on a good show this year.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's still a whole lot of unknowns, us being several months out. But with the knowledge we gained through 2021, I think we will you know, at least pack some goddamn parachutes this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had an idea, a few, but one of them was maybe a task of some kind. But I kind of wanted to throw 2 runners at a game they haven't played before and make them race.
I think that would be nice
Oh my
for.
God.
For
After
different-
watching Footloose play BTG for the first time, yes. Oh my god, I want that. I want
think
how about me play Lawman, and then we have somebody else play probably Heroes or something.
Okay.
Down to do a
that-
completely
I-
blind Heroes run.
because I
That'd
wanted
be
to
fun.
say blindfolded.
No, not
Ah.
I guess first time, not ever playing the game before.
I understand. But what I wanted to say is that I think that would be fine for like a different event, but I'm not sure if BIONIThon is the best format for that. But it would certainly be fun.
So I did just have a dumb idea. When
Sure.
are we gonna summon Nulpo to create Twitch plays Bionicle Heroes?
Oh no.
That'd be... Wait. Wake up, Nulpo. It's time for you to make more Bionicle Heroes content.
Yes,
honey.
We know
No.
you're still working on Bingo, but how about Twitch Plays Bingo?
That's
Let's get it all out!
Hold on. Hey, better idea. I have a better and more insane idea than all of you. Milkblade's chat plays bingo versus Footloose's chat plays bingo.
Oh no.
We wouldn't leave the Rudaka level, and you know it. They would stop participating when we got to the Rudaka level. That'd be the shortest Twitch plays ever.
freaking just
They'd be too
They
busy
would just
spamming
turn into
Heroes.
spamming
gets-
the ass emote.
gets to the Rudaka level, climbs up the wall, puts the controller down,
Refuses
and just
to elaborate.
lets
Yeah.
Rudaka repeatedly kill the player and cycle the checkpoints over and
We'd say
over
the
and
first
over
game
and over.
over in Heroes in years.
Oh my god, dude!
I don't.
I had to try to go figure out what happens when you game over. Do you know what happens when you game over in Heroes?
That
No.
you respawn with all your masks.
It respawns you with a set amount of masks at the last checkpoint. It doesn't even boot you out of the level.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
So like how do you even game over? Do you lose all your masks or
No, when you lose all of your masks, I mean, your body blows up, and then you just respawn at the last checkpoint with a set amount of masks. It's weird, but that's how it plays out. It's something that most people don't know, but I actively went to go seek out that information. I went and stood in a crowd of enemies for about 5 minutes as they all destroyed me. Tried anyhow.
I feel like if you haven't found that out through intentional means,
Your game.
then we need to have a conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you game over in Heroes unintentionally, you're either absolutely memeing or you work for IGN.
Oh my god! We can't just say that.
Yes, we can. We fucking did. Thank God, IGN. God, I can't think about that anymore without thinking about how shitty their multiplayer reveal was for Halo Infinite. The person they had play that game, I swear, was a toddler.
I still think Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated was one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. But we're getting off topic with that. But
I mean, we can. If you, but yeah, I would prefer if we stayed at least.
Fuck
slightly on
it.
top.
Why not? Fuck it. Why not?
I mean, we're talking about like looking towards the future for the next event. Are there any
Yeah.
like? I know you said we're still kind of like we're months out. It's still kind of ephemeral for a lot of ideas and things. But are we thinking of adding any more games? We're thinking of detracting some games, change up the roster a bit for games and things. Like, are you thinking any more handheld stuff possibly?
I think I would want to showcase some handheld things.
I think it'd be really cool if we got some people to run those, but
like maybe Kakama could potentially run thing. What?
Matorn Adventures.
Modorn Adventures. I would
They just
definitely
posted a
want to
PD.
run Quest for the Toa. Because I
What?
just... What?
What'd you say, Andre?
They just posted a PD the other day.
Oh yeah, I think that was to get the game on the thing.
Still haven't fucking done that. God damn it. But there's a whole bunch of other Flash games too, and I polled the community about it the other day to see what everybody thinks would be a runnable game, Flash games wise. But
I think some would be really nice, but I think some are better for high scores and not for the for
leaderboard
times
like
there.
times, yeah, okay. I've been considering. I don't really know how we'd go about tracking high scores. Without
get some
creating our
to
own website.
make our site entering the
But I don't-
migration.
I always feel bad asking him all this stuff. I
Yeah,
know I
me
kind of like
too.
leaned into it earlier, but like, man's built different, dude.
Yeah.
He just Nullpo's insane.
Yes.
I'll be
He
honest,
is
like-
the best.
He's been like a sleeper pick for one of the, I guess, top 5 most influential people in the last like year. Not even that, like just since he joined. It's been a long time since somebody just rolls up and, you know, completely revitalizes a certain aspect of a community. Him specifically with Bionicle Heroes modding, he just rolled up out of fucking nowhere looking for debug menus and stuff.
Yeah.
And ended up making a whole bunch of tools and just generally figuring out the game under the hood. Heroes, for that matter. But his practice tools are amazing. His save editor is amazing. Bingo is probably like the single biggest untapped potential content-wise.
I think it's because he's had so much in the works for it that I think we've all been holding back. We're just like, all right, well, let's wait and see what he comes up with, so we can just do this in its totality and not
Yeah.
just be a because there's like a not a finished product, but there's like an optimal thing in the future that we're all going to be able to probably end up doing, and it'll be great too. Because I've been wanting to do like a bingo night pretty much with the Spear community. That'd be hilarious. We all just boot up heroes and we just try to complete weird tasks in that.
Yeah.
Y'all do
It's just
y'all
fun.
do
It
a
made
double,
me
and I have to
enjoy
black
playing
out the
heroes
board,
again.
Yeah, I
or
think
be
that
absolutely trashed.
I think that would be absolutely like really awesome if we just got together and did something. But then, you know, there might be room for more events besides just BIONIThon. Like,
Yeah. I mean, there are some gaps in the year where there aren't Lego events or Bionicle events going on. Like, the most recent stuff would be Bionicle Day and, like, Legothon. but there's still chunks between where we usually would put, well, we usually have had it one time, but where we plan to have BIONIThon, and then just other stuff. Like there's a whole bit from 8-10 until BIONIThon where it's just a gap of nothingness. We can do whatever we want there. And then again, from then to I don't even know what other, are there anything between like January and when was Legothon? Was that July, June?
July, yeah, because it was like
like mid
July. I don't remember. Fuck, I participated in it.
That was,
by the way,
that was July 15th.
Okay.
Oh yeah, okay. Which, by the way, I do have those VODs, and I do have permission to put them up, so I should probably put them up.
All right.
Nice.
They are still taking their time deciding what they're gonna do with it, but I got permission for ours, so
Yeah.
In terms of plans for BIONIThon, I'd really like to run in the event, but I don't think it's really going to be a possibility until I stop, like, actually being the producer behind the event.
I mean, I do have the stream overlays, and you can just give me the stream key. So, if necessary, what we could do, we could have potentially a time where we would have like a quick 10-minute break or even a 15-minute break, enough time to swap stream keys to set up my stream environment and then launch that.
See, that requires the stream going down though, so I think if it were going to be a situation where we were going to hand off like that, I think it would end up having to be a 2-day event, and we're nowhere near that at the moment.
Yeah. I can definitely see why. But maybe if people end up like having availability in 2 distinct blocks, that could potentially work. But I wouldn't not want to split up the event if I have the choice.
I don't know. It's something to look into. I've also I've discussed this with y'all, but not really with the larger public. This concept, but maybe like for 2023 we could shift to a summer schedule instead of winter.
I feel like I've probably said this before, but I feel like that would just be I don't think it would be very beneficial. Mostly because it's just too much. You have Legothon, you have Bionicle Day, you would have BIONIThon. It's just way too crowded in that time.
Fair enough. I also think that there could be benefit from working with our partners over at MOD and getting a bit of promotion for that, and then just having BIONIThon the next weekend or something to that effect. But
I think if you space it right, I think if you did it in like an early summer, because a lot of the stuff tends to be like looking at like Bionicle Day or Legothon. Those are more mid to, at least from my skewed perception of summer, is more mid to later summer. So I think if we found a nice early slot, we could definitely make that kind of like a 3-part. Because that would be a cool trifecta, honestly, to start off like, oh, here's BIONIThon. Then coming up soon, we got Legothon for all your Lego needs. And then you got Bionicle Day to kind of cap off that trifecta of different events there. I think that would be kind of neat. It just depends on how well we can space that time-wise. Because like, I do agree that we don't want to overload like a certain time of the year. But at some point, you also come to, well, this turns into a whole summer of this stuff, which can be built a lot more than, oh, here's an event here, an event there. Nah, these are all linked. This is all one massive thread of just events and cool stuff that we're doing.
And it's all like coexisting and co-advertised in the same atmosphere, so
yeah. And we can, and then if we're that closely tied, we can work with those events a little more of, hey, we'll like Like you're promoting early for this stuff. Let's just all work together and make this a whole. Let's get everybody's stuff like big, because the bigger the early stuff gets, the bigger the later stuff is going to get too. And
Right.
if people come in for the late stuff, they're going to be like, oh, this started early this year back there. Oh well, the next year I'm going to be there for that. That's got to be cool.
Right. Yeah, I guess I understand your opinions there.
It's something to look into for sure. Like I said, it's all speculation at the moment, but
Yep.
I don't know. It's just something that's been on my mind because working around the holiday season for BIONIThon last year proved to be fun, and this year I think it's going to be even worse. So I'm interested to see how this works out. But
I mean, we can even now just ask in, like, if whatever you think, if comments, like, think this is going to be a good idea or rather not.
if anybody has any suggestions, I mean, you could drop them down there. But the thing that I am curious the most about actually is smaller events throughout the year, like community inward focus sort of things. Like, I know I've mentioned it in the past about like running tournaments and having scheduled races and stuff.
Yeah,
Just
I would
community-wide events.
I would love to have like community events exactly like that.
I think 2.0 Mask of Power is really going to be really good for the scene.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, I'm
that's
running
gonna-
that when that comes out. That's gonna be good.
I think
I'm
I've
actually-
been saying for a while, it's going to be the Wild West. Everybody's going to be looking for trying to run that because it's going to be a new shiny Bionicle game that, one, will probably work at launch, and two, looks like a whole lot of fun. So
Yeah.
Also
Yeah.
looks really
Yeah.
good. Just visually looks really good.
Masks of
Yeah.
Power 2.0, like even as a concept, just really excites me on the merit alone that it presents the opportunity to be the great unifier in our community. Because at the moment, we're all kind of split between our own different games, and there's not a whole lot of overlap unless somebody makes like a big effort to like jump across the lines and go
Yeah.
try out other games. But uh,
I think the biggest olive branch between games so far has been Footloose's BTG week.
which I had to cancel the rest of. I think by the time I hit day 5. Okay, so here's the story behind that. I hit day 5, and I got my PB of like 47:23 or whatever the fuck it was. I was like, all right, so this is the point where I really need to just call it quits, because if I keep going at this, it's just going to be diminishing returns until I like actually put in some serious grind. And
learn some good skips.
yeah, like it was because learning tricks really just doesn't make good stream content. I respect BTG. It's not my favorite Bionicle game, but as a speed game, it was an experience. I'm thankful for it, but at the same time, I'm not gonna just put out.
You're also thankful
2
you're
days
not running it.
Yeah, well, not necessarily. I'll admit I kind of miss it, but the stipulation there is that the finishing out the last 2 days just kind of isn't worth it in that case, because I've hit the fork early where I would decide, I've got to implement a lot more and like actually get good at this game.
Yeah,
to
you hit
either
the point
side
where
now.
like you kind of figured out how to play, and now you have to figure out how to go fast. Like really
Yeah.
fast.
And that's just not really conducive to providing good content. That's that weird middle ground where you're like, it was funny to watch me play the game the first like 2 weeks because I was just straight shit, and then juxtaposed to somebody like Milkblade who's genuinely skilled at the game, and people return because they know that. I would have been in that awkward middle phase where it's like just kind of not worth streaming it.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of like people picking up new games, if anyone really wants, then just if you want to pick up Woman, hit me up, please. We need
Any
people.
of the games, really. One of the things that I've been focusing on the last couple months for sure is forcing everybody to build up their resources.
Yep.
Non-negotiable. You can just ask Andre and Milk or Andrik.
Yeah.
And how hard I've been riding them about that.
Yep.
But that stuff's all available. How's the rewrite going, by the way, Andre? Been
Great,
there,
by the
done
sound
that.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Been there, done that. I don't envy your position at all, but at the same time, I absolutely know I'm going to be doing the same thing in a couple years anyway.
Yeah,
Because
the
that's
thing
just
is,
the
like,
way it goes.
I thought I had like the game somewhat close to like at least a point where I'm like, all right, I pretty much know everything that's going on. I understand everything. And then I was
Psych.
just gonna finish up, like, yeah, and then Kakama just comes up with a super fast run on PC, and I'm like, well, now I have to completely just rediscover the PC version and like really figure everything out.
Yeah.
And then I
It's,
deployed a couple things, and now I'm like,
It's hard. I think I got lucky in some respects that I'm not the only one throughout the years to have contributed to the Heroes doc, but it's a situation where like there's a lot of work that goes into it because not only do you have to actively investigate other versions of the game and the game itself, but then you have to translate it to the paper in a concise and readable manner. But it's
Right.
ultimately worth it in the end because ease of access.
Yes,
Yeah.
accessibility is very important, as I have learned.
It
And that's why I'm going to be making the LOM doc. Hopefully, going to make it really, really, really good.
yeah, I want it to be good, and that's why I'm kind of taking my time with it.
Yeah.
But like, man, I'm
Same
not
here,
even
same
done with
here.
it, and it's already outdated. Shit.
I'll be honest with you. I already know the Heroes doc is good. I just want it to be done.
Never.
I've been putting it off the last week or so. I've definitely still got like fucking 26 more documents I have to write. I bit
Yeah.
off way more than I could chew.
We really need
in that regard, but
we should really have something like video tutorials. I think that would really be very beneficial.
Yeah, I actually have that in the project folder. I have like the music picked out for it and everything.
Right.
And I kind of
Though-
am working on like the scripts for it in the doc.
Yeah.
So that's definitely in the works.
Yep.
a thing that I would suggest though, and I guess I should mention this is a suggestion. It's not like a hard line thing. Because Andrik and I have already talked about it, and we've kind of already had a couple disagreements over it. But my philosophy with the Heroes doc, specifically the videos that are attached to it, I've been trying to keep them as unbranded and like
Unidentifiable.
yeah, as possible.
I mean, I don't disagree
mean?
with that. The one thing,
Like,
the one complaint I have about your video is that it's just very out of context. I think just even some text, even basic text, and would help with actually showing so that the things you're trying to show are
the,
actually properly
explain,
shown
yeah.
and properly understood.
The context
yeah.
that you're viewing it under, as opposed to the way it's supposed to be viewed under, though, kind of hurt your experience of it.
Right.
The way that you're supposed to find the videos is that you are actually looking at the doc and you click the link.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
the doc does have that text.
Yeah, because what I am thinking more is just, well, we need people to, like, find this. And in that case, I think it's absolutely good if we just... It's good if we have, like, some kind of production value, but if you want it to be, like, unidentifiable, so that it's basically already anonymized, then that's fine. And then I will just use text, or a regular text-to-speech voice.
I'm a big fan of just putting text on screen.
That's fair.
Yeah.
The thing that ended up bringing this to my attention was the fact that over the last year or two, I've had to basically rework the entire doc, and there were a lot of videos that we had to cut. That or not cut, but just like get remade because they were
Not up to par.
well, they were branded in a certain way, and
Okay.
I honestly am trying to carry the philosophy that it's not mine so much as it is the community's. So like in the case of all the clips that I've went back and re-recorded since, which I'm admittedly going to have to do more because, or I'm admittedly going to have to go back and redo all of them anyway because now I have an input display, and I would like to have that in my tutorials. But
Yeah, input display in tutorials is really helpful.
the concept is like, say I decide I'm fucking out of here tomorrow or some shit. I just, give the keys to somebody else, and then we ain't got to worry about it. It's just kind of already there, and nothing needs remade in any capacity. So I don't know. It's kind of a thought I had. It's more of a conditioning based on
Earlier events.
having to completely redo the doc, but ultimately in the long run, I think it would be good. I think it'll end up working out well for Heroes. I'm interested to see how you guys approach it because I've kind of laid out the groundwork that you guys are attempting to mimic, but with the games being so different from each other, well, I mean, just really your guys is being so different from mine. They've kind of taken their own shape.
Right.
I think there's a lot more similarities between the BTG doc and the Lawman doc than there ever probably will be between those two games and Heroes. Mostly just because they are properly linear level gameplay games.
Yeah.
Interested. I've been in there. I've been in the Lego Speedrun server for a long time, but I should actually go look and see what they have for resources, just to kind of see what they're doing or in comparison to what we're doing.
I think they
Yeah.
just have more on SRC and just more in general.
Yeah. Well, they're bigger communities, so that'll help.
Yeah.
But people actually care about their games. What? There isn't
More than, like-
two maniacs that just give a shit about Heroes.
There's more than like 2 people at a time. What?
Oh my
I know,
god.
it's crazy.
Go back to that joke about the new Monog run in the past 5 months. Oh, this game is popping off. This is doing numbers.
Numbers.
Give that man a parade. Holy hell.
See, that's the thing about Monog too. I think that one has quite a bit of opportunity to be really big. Just because of how many people have played it.
Yeah.
I don't
and
think a lot of people really consider speedrunning it because it just doesn't come to mind instantly.
it's
Yeah,
also, I mean, I've tried speedrunning it like once, and I think it's really kind of difficult to approach. Would be my words.
Yeah, like some people when I tell them, or like they hear, oh, you speedrun Bionicle, like what do you do? Monog? Like That's some people's like first assumption of like what a bio of like.
Who the hell
What
asked for
Bionicle game
Monad
is for it?
first?
No, I've had not just one. I think 2 or 3 people said like, "Oh, is it like the Flash one, or like is it the online game?" Or
Well,
a lot
see,
of people didn't even know
thankfully,
there was a console release.
my game's title is practically impossible to confuse with another. So
Yeah, thanks
I
Argot
This game
for
has a
calling it
title. We're-
Bionicle.
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah, I was
The
gonna say I
distinction is
just
that it's in all
opened.
caps. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I just opened with I'm a heroes runner. So
Oh, the 2006 TV show,
yep.
whenever that was.
I mean,
Wait, there
Heroes
was a
also
TV
has
show in
the benefit
2006
of
Bionicle?
getting the best marketing for any era of Bionicle, in my opinion. You get
Oh, yeah.
Yo-Yo Paraka. Also, just it being fucking crazy.
Yep.
That's my favorite year. I wish that there was a lore accurate Heroes game.
Yeah.
That would be just too.
I think it would be cool.
Everybody go support Massive Power because maybe one day they'll make one for Voyanui.
Oh my god, yeah. I think even like Metro Nui would be like an interesting environment. I mean,
They might get
Thing.
to it by 2089.
That's the thing, though, is that I think we've seen a lot of projects that have started, or at least in like the Matanui era, because that's a good starting because everybody knows that. But
Yeah.
if I think it's because everybody wants to start there because they want to garner support and they want to do something recognizable. You're not going to start in Hordika. You're not going to start
Yeah.
in Mari Nui.
That's
So
the thing, a lot of people
as much
recognize-
as sad as it is for liking the later arcs and things, that's kind of a necessary evil, and that's not even to call it an evil because there's going to be fantastic. I'm so excited for Massive Power, I jump out of my chair. But
yeah.
it
Yeah.
means that if it's successful and the team has the passion to keep doing it, we could one day see Metro Nui in that style, and
Yeah,
I would go ballistic for it because Metro Nui gets no love in games aside from Maze of Shadows, which makes me want to jump in front of a train.
Oh, and
It almost happened.
that weird like stop the.
Stop the Marbudzach.
Yeah. It almost
I couldn't
happened.
even get that to work when I was like 7.
That's what Bionicle the Game 2 was supposed to be. It was City of Legends, and it was the whole
Yeah.
Metro Nui stuff because the one character we got was Matau.
It's such
Bionicle
a
games are in this weird rut, aside from Heroes, where they can just never get out of the Matanui era.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of, I think, because eventually the market is going to become oversaturated with Modern Nui games, and then a new studio comes along, they want to make a Metro Nui game later, and they make a Modern Nui game, and no one plays it because the others are all already out there, and they never get to that point.
Plus, I think a lot of the stuff from Modern Nui, like especially Monog and Monog 2, is the visuals and like the landscapes were really distinctive, and a lot of people recognize that.
Right.
So I think it's something a lot of people like when they think of Bionicle, they think of like those images. So that's what usually comes to mind stylistically.
yeah. It's
Right.
honestly in I'll cycle back around to BTG here real quick. It's honestly a wonder they didn't end up showing Gakoro properly in that game at all.
Yeah, they really didn't.
Specifically, but I
Yeah.
guess now that they think about it, they kind of didn't show any of the Koros.
They showed
they really
Takoro and a little bit of Ko, and then
Oh, right, yeah.
A lot of it,
and then they were like,
but,
well, there goes that.
everything you see was basically just like cutscene area, and you can kind of go there if you glitch out of bounds or cheat out of bounds, and you can kind of explore it. But yeah, there was not really much. Lee Koro, or I guess whatever it was supposed to be, had a lot more that looked really good in the in like the beta trailer footage.
Yeah.
I'm really sad we missed out on that. But
Hmm.
yeah, there's
That's
supposed to be a lot.
why that's why I do have to give Masks of Power Legacy credit in its final stages. Because it is a finalized game now. I forget what patch it's on, but it's complete. It's got an ending and stuff. It's feature complete. Minus, I mean, a couple bugs still exist, but
It's
They're
That's
not
still
bugs,
benefit.
they're features.
Yes.
That's the speedrunner motto. They're not bugs, they're features.
It's a situation where like you can just do that. I mean, you know, you want to go hang out in Gakoro, have fun. Likoro,
Yeah.
have fun riding the tree elevator. And there's things to do there. So it's
I think if they brought their talents to Metro Nui, if they have the passion still and they have the drive, because I'm guessing like with my child's understanding of how any of developing works, it's got to be just a toll. It's got to be a tax on your soul to really make something as good as what Massive Power, like the Steam, like the new release, like 2.0 was going to be. But if they're still going and they get enough of people just like, yes, please, more, this is wonderful, then I could see them. I mean, they're not doing Nuva, but I can see them doing like a patch for Nuva for that, and then going to Metro Nui. Because I think with their style, with the way that Massive Power looks right now, even just from the combat trailers and such, I think if they went to Metro Nui, it would be one of the biggest spectacles we'd ever see in a game.
oh yeah.
Because it'd be insane. Because the cities, just everything, the environment there is, I would think, as iconic as Mata Nui. If nothing else, just because going off of the movies.
Yeah.
The movies look fantastic with that.
I don't know. It's a fun concept to think about, though.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Definitely way down the line. We're talking years now. We don't even have Massive Power yet.
Yeah.
Years down the line on a project that none of us are a part of.
Yep.
We're only like loosely affiliated because we're friends with the devs.
We're the cheerleaders.
Yeah, pretty much.
We're the Matoran with the big foam fingers in the background.
Yes! Yes, we're the foam finger Matoran!
We've come full
Love him.
circle.
He's perfect in every way. You may not like it, but this is peak male physique.
I almost wonder what that would be like as a speed game, honestly.
Yeah.
The Metro Nui game, but speculation like that is literally just pulling ideas out of your own head.
Yep. That's why it's so fun.
Hmm.
Well, what else for BIONIThon? Anything else we want to say on that? Things coming up, such like that?
Nothing
New
is
task
really
coming forward.
confirmed.
Yeah. We're kind of in that weird stage of...
We have
I
a
definitely
couple.
have plans that I'm working on for that, and there will be a new task.
Uh oh.
Ooh,
I'm
I'm excited.
Not any percent. Not any percent.
I'm having interesting thought. Well, not really interesting thoughts, but just thoughts about like. I don't know if we run heroes this year in any percent form.
You want to do 100%. Now you're talking.
Fuck no. Because then that definitely does fall onto my shoulders, and I have to run the stream. So, and I would just take up an entire fucking day with that.
I'm gonna say that's how you split the event into 2 days. You just make it one
You
day,
just run
100%
one day.
heroes. It's like, you know what, heroes? You get a whole day to yourself. Go have fun, little buddy. Yeah.
I wonder if, on the idea of multiple people managing the stream, I wonder if just like someone would set up like a dedicated streaming computer and then other people just like remote desktop into it to control the stream. I don't know if that's a good idea or not.
That could work. I think it would present the opportunity for bandwidth issues to creep up, but
That is definitely true. Yeah.
if it was executed well enough, I think we could probably do it. I don't know. We're kind of rolling with a funky setup this year. Last year we tried to use OBS Ninja to do that, and this year I think we're just gonna restream a burner Twitch like LegoThon did. There's
why
some
don't you
stuff.
Do you think
I do-
Discord might be better for that?
Huh?
Do you think just Discord streaming might be better for that?
I thought about it, but the thing is like ease of access. Everybody here already knows how to stream. And everybody that's participating in the event is already going to know how to stream. So the thought was, because Legothon really like streamlined it in their gap year, they have plans that I'm not quite at liberty to talk about yet. But they streamlined it in that you just take their stream key for this burner, and then they restream that on the main stream with the overlay. And it did have a couple issues, but let's be honest, relative to OBS Ninja, it's a lot easier, and there's a lot less failure points.
There's a lot of delay in that, though.
Yeah.
So like commentary and video would be kind of at a sync.
That was a thing that they had to address, and they actually set it up in such a way that that all comes through that stream instead of the main stream.
Okay.
Huh.
It's actually kind of big brained when you actually get to take a peek at how they did it, but it's still not the most optimal setup of all time. But I think for this year, to kind of play it safe, not only on the viewership end, but on the participant end as well, I think that's what we're going to go with. We'll give it a shot, see how it goes. If it doesn't work out, we'll try it out next year. Worst case scenario, we just have 2 shitty Bionithons.
Yeah.
With evidence of one. Or I could just casually or I could just casually delete the VODs and act like nothing happened.
That is the failsafe.
That is the failsafe.
Nuke the VODs.
Things go wrong. We emergency break glass in case of technical difficulties.
No. Every Bionicle stream has technical difficulties.
It wouldn't be a Bionicle stream without it.
The only thing behind that glass is just a rubber mallet that we use to bash freaking milk blades. We just bonk milk blade with the toy rubber mallet.
This one break in case of Rudaka.
In case of horny.
It is a separate hammer with a different coloration to it that has break in case of golly.
It is now known as the thirst hammer because of that.
The thirst hammer.
When's the emote?
I already have a bonk emote though. It's the loop of Taraga Mikama bonking the Rockshi with his staff.
Ah, yes. That's like
honestly such a good.
I love that emote. You foul creature! when you look at that, when it gets posted, when the stream is horny, and you think of that line, it's too perfect. Just, you foul creature! Bonk!
God, that's amazing. I wish Twitch would hurry up with my emote. I got in contact with them the other day. I guess they've got like a week and a half of backlog over something. So much for 24 to 48 hours.
Yep.
But
it just be like that, I guess.
I think moving forward, we also should sort of consider getting the stream channel for the community stream channel in affiliate status, and then we could put together a collection of community emotes. And I actually had the thought last night laying in bed, ironically enough. So you guys remember how I had mentioned tournaments and stuff in the past?
Yeah.
And some of them being paid, like having a proper prize pool. The thought I had is those subscriptions that people, like gift or whatever, or just sub so they can have the global emotes.
Yep.
That money could be put back into the prize pot. because that's like the only thing I could think of ever using it for. Unless like we just saved it an entire year and then like donated it to charity during BIONIThon or something. I don't know. That's been a fun thought experiment for me to kind of work myself through, because I really have not a clue what we do with it. There's really no like operation costs or anything that we incur at the moment.
Yeah, I wanted to say not yet.
Or anything in regards to, or anything that needs funding in regards to the community. So I don't know. It's been a situation where it's like I don't know what we do with it, because I personally don't think that any one of us should end up with that. It's kind of not a situation where like it needs to be anybody's. I think it would be best served as like, you know, say we roll up on a Legothon and the community wants to do like this big spirit bomb or something like that. We just take that and put it towards that, or something like that. God, that's a Melee reference and a half. The spirit bomb. I haven't thought about it. I thought about that one in at least 6 years.
I'm so conflicted by that statement because you say Spirit Bomb and I just think of, Dragon Ball and not Melee.
I think that's kind of the reference they were going for, but
it was.
Back in
2013 when they were trying to get Melee back into Evo through the donation drive thing they had. I forget who dropped it, but somebody dropped this giant ass fucking donation, and it started off the chain event that ended up getting Melee up in first place. But that's violently off topic.
Yeah.
Shout out to Skullgirls finally getting the Evo.
Oh my god. Yeah.
By the way.
I think we would be about done. I'm not sure if I have anything more to say.
I was gonna say, yeah, I think I've thoroughly vented about the situation, other than the fact that I'm still fucking mad about the VODs.
Same.
Nah.
It's
well, live and learn, We got our free trial of Bionithon, and now we get to do a real one.
Yep. It's kind of like you have to laugh about it, otherwise you would just cry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited to see the meme play itself out, though.
Yep.
The one that Milk posted immediately after the event, where it's like,
you guys all think you're better than me. People who survived Bionithon 2021.
Survived is correct. There were no winners on Bionithon, only survivors.
The BTG run was good. It just took forever to fucking day to start.
Yeah.
I will say I was very thankful for the fact that people were willing to wait through that.
Yep, I was also.
We didn't drop a single viewer.
I was
during that 35-minute period.
Incredibly afraid. Right there.
It was a situation where like we just kind of got fucked out of nowhere, and in that regard, I'm like super thankful that they were understanding about it.
Yep.
Because I understand that that's not necessarily something you're gonna want to watch. So.
Yeah.
But in that regard, it after having come back from that break and then realized, oh, literally everybody's still here. That was a fucking pick me up.
Yep.
Especially relative to like how things had gone throughout the day up to that point. I remember me specifically was starting to get really, really fucking exhausted because we started at like 8 a.m. my time and didn't end till like what? Friggin' 6, 7?
I have no idea. It was like
honestly, it was later than that because I honestly think we ended around like 11 because it was almost a 12-hour stream.
Right.
No. 14, 15 hours. I don't remember. It's been too long. We should have had this podcast sooner.
Yes.
the heck, or what the heck, Andrik? Why didn't you organize this sooner?
I am not
You just
perfect.
you just put your pushy ass away for like 8 months.
I am not perfect either.
But in any case, does anybody else have any closing remarks? No? Okay. That sounds good.
37 incoming to be shown at next BIONIThon, hopefully. Because that would be what I would want. If we did a BIONIThon, if we were showing off a testing, I'd want to show off something like a 37. Because I can't even conceive a 36 right now as even physically possible.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be like
Oh.
a thing for some time.
So hey, I just had a dumb idea.
Uh,
So you know how we had bumpers and stuff last year where we would show the schedule or like show what's coming up next.
Yeah.
We could still have those, but we could also mix in like game segments during the breaks.
Oh yeah, that's what I wanted. I wanted to actually mention that too because I thought of it like maybe for some of those flash games that are better in high scores, someone could try and go for like hey, it's break. I'll try play fucking Battle of Power or something. Battle for Power.
Yeah, this idea is heavily inspired by the fact that I watched 810 for the first time this year.
Same.
And kind of some of the decisions they had made with their like intermissions and stuff to kind of give themselves a bit of room to work with. I think it would be pretty funny, or well, not even funny, just a good idea, content wise, to keep people engaged. If we did stick in like flash games in a couple of the bumpers here and there,
I agree 100%.
that would be a situation where it would need a bit of coordination ahead of time. Or I mean, even if we didn't stick flash games in there, we could stick like goofy segments in the middle, or just like, you know, ILs, or in the case of Heroes, full world runs, or technically complete %, because that category is actually pretty quick. I think that, well, that's debatable. I think technically complete % would be about the time it takes to beat BTG. So I don't know. It's just something to chew on, though.
Yeah, I think that could be good.
Oh shit! You know what? And while we're still here, so does anybody remember how we got fucking posted about on Christian Faber's
how Faber noticed
Instagram?
Yes. Faber noticed us senpai.
That was we got mentioned because Mask of Power was involved, and it caught the eye of Christian Faber.
Who, 810 or what? God.
No,
BIONIThon.
during last BIONIThon.
Oh shit!
Oh yeah, I remember that.
It got mentioned, and I know at one point there was a screenshot floating around somewhere, but I have no idea where it was. But that was, thinking back on that now, that was one hell of a thing to think about then and now, because like, regardless of opinions on him, that's a lot of eyeballs.
Yeah.
It's almost like a nervous amount of eyeballs, even that individual has access to. But certainly a thing that we should maybe consider in the future is like getting other content creators involved as well.
Yep.
But that's probably like 2024, 2025.
Yeah.
Specifically 2025, the boring ass year of the Hordika line.
Yep.
God, I don't even want to think about the idea of the year 2025. I'm gonna be like,
Is that when Black
Don't
Ops
blink.
took place?
Yes.
Fuck.
We need to elect a female president. this year, or in 2024, to stay aligned with the timeline, because at the moment we are definitely heading in that trajectory, which is very off topic, but in regards to, I love how that's what came to mind. I've definitely had that thought myself, but in regards to BIONIThon 2021, I think I've said everything I've got to say.
Right.
Yeah, I got nothing else.
So once more, I will summon the call of the virtual couch. Does anybody have any other statements they'd like to make?
Hopefully, I can
No.
actually be there for the full time this time.
No.
No, okay,
No, you're not allowed.
all right, fair enough.
I am physically blocking you. I will call your work and be like, hey, make sure he's scheduled on this day.
I make the schedule now.
Oh my god.
Well, then you're going to get a phone call, is what it sounds like.
All right.
You better schedule yourself for that day, or else. Oh, we should probably figure out the date too, but
Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah, when are we doing that? That's
That's like months away, though, you know. It's just like last year. That's months away. We'll figure it out.
Honestly,
Speedruns.
we need
honestly,
to set it up as close as possible to the date as quickly as possible.
that's the irony. Is like at this point, I'm just kind of getting complicit because we still have a bit of time, and we are already way farther ahead. So I'm not worried. In compare, because we're not gonna have the same crunch that we had last year. I will fight tooth and nail, and I'm sure Andrik will probably kill me if I don't. So,
Yep.
I put a lot on you last year. Just, you know, having waited around as long as we did. So, the fact that we started early this year, is a good step. We've actually kind of been working on this since like January.
Yeah.
Ish. Like loosely. Most of it was like preparation for 810, but at the same time, 810 was supposed to lead us into BIONIThon.
Yeah.
It was all like pre-prep for the prep. But I don't know. I'm excited to see where it goes this year.
Yeah.
Hopefully it doesn't end up being a shit show, but statistically speaking, the odds are not in our favor for that one.
Statistically, it will, but it'll be our shit show. So
Exactly.
Yeah,
As
what
long-
is
as
that
long
I
as
say when I get a bad Tahoe skip? She ain't pretty, but she's mine.
mm-hmm.
I think the next few years are looking pretty great for Bionicle Speedruns. Really excited to see where it goes as a whole. Just not only BIONIThon, but I don't know. It's
Yeah.
just gonna come down to good execution and a little bit of luck.
Yes.
There's
As
some
always.
some beautiful irony in that. But anyway, I think we are at a closing point, so we
Yes.
can probably go ahead and wrap up. This has been Footloose.
And Andrik.
God, you guys are great.
And the deafening silence of no one talking. I'm on.
We're just so courteous to each other. I've been Milkblade, by the way.
And this has been. Did we figure out a title for this yet? Are we just calling this Bionicle Speedruns podcast, or what's
I
the
have
deal?
literally no idea.
Fuck,
like
I don't know.
Speedcast.
I did. I had an idea.
Yeah, but I think Bionicast is a bit too general.
No. I had a different one. It's just that we are. I was like, what would fit? This is a bit of a lore moment, but this would. How about the Kowalski crew? Because we already have someone in the actual community named Kakama, so that's a little weird. But the Kowalski is the mask of quick travel.
Quick travel, yes. I know. I had a
And I think that
different
kinda
thought
works.
similar to that, like a weekly Kirill or something like that, with Kirill being the mask of regeneration. It's just being like a refresh or the general news thing about like the the thing.
That's entirely dependent on us actually,
Yeah,
having a schedule.
but I think the Quality crew that can work. We'll have to think about that title.
I don't know, but
That
anyway,
works for me.
Yeah.
we thank you
This
guys
has
for
been
listening
the
in.
Kowalski crew.
Yeah, something to that effect. I don't know. We'll get it figured out.
Yep.
But
Signing off.
goodbye.